If you've ever been on a dating app, you know the feeling. That endless, kind of numbing cycle of swipe, swipe, swipe. It's got a name, swipe fatigue. And it's burning out millions of people. It turns out most of these apps were actually designed to keep you hooked, to maximize the time you spend on them. But now, a whole new generation of apps is trying to flip the script, and they're using a powerful new tool to do it: artificial intelligence.
So to really get where this is all going, we have to take a quick look back at how we got here. I mean, it all kicked off way back in 1995 with Match.com, just putting simple profiles online. Then, boom, 2012. Tinder drops the swipe and everything changes. And that brings us right up to today, where we're seeing this huge pivot toward AI-powered matchmaking.
You really can't overstate it. That 2012 launch of Tinder was a total game changer. The swipe was just so simple, so fast, and let's be real, it was pretty fun. It felt like a game, and it took online dating from this kind of niche thing to a massive mainstream obsession. But that fun came with a hidden price tag.
Yeah, here's the thing. These apps weren't really designed to find you the one. They were engineered by design to keep you on the app. Their main goal wasn't actually your happily ever after, it was your constant, continuous engagement. And this brings us right to the heart of the problem, the thing that explains all that burnout so many of us feel. It's this built-in conflict between what you, the user, are looking for and what the app, as a business, needs to do to make money.
It's something that researchers actually call the Tinder paradox. Just think about it. Your goal, your definition of success, is to find an amazing person and then hopefully delete the app, right? Well, for the app, that's a lost customer. Their business model literally depends on you staying single and keeping that swipe thumb busy.
Let's just break that down. Your goal is to find a real connection, and once you do, you're out. Success for you means leaving. But the app's goal is to keep you swiping, to maximize your time on their platform. Success for them means you stay. Your goals are completely at odds. It's a conflict baked right into the system.
So, how'd they keep us hooked for so long? Well, they turned the search for love into a literal game. You get little rewards, like match streaks. There are time-based incentives that create this false sense of urgency. Some apps, like Tinder back in the day, even use these controversial ranking systems, like the Elo score, which is from the world of chess, believe it or not, to basically rate how desirable you are. It all works together to create this little loop that keeps you coming back for that next hit of validation.
And none of this is an accident. These features are known in the tech world as dark patterns. They're specifically designed to tap into our psychological weak spots, to wear us down with this mental fatigue until we're just mindlessly swiping, not really making conscious choices anymore.
So, after years and years of this model dominating the scene, the cracks are really starting to show. We're seeing this massive wave of user burnout, and the industry that created this whole mess is now facing a pretty serious crisis of its own.
I mean, just look at the numbers. They're pretty staggering. Match Group, this is the giant that owns Tinder and Hinge, saw its stock value absolutely crater, dropping by 80% in just a few years. That is a massive red flag from investors.
And this quote from a Morgan Stanley analyst really just hits the nail on the head. He says, simply, the product doesn't work as well as people expect it to. And that's it, right? After all the games and all the swiping, people just feel like the apps aren't delivering on their most basic promise.
So the industry's in trouble. What's the big plan? The big bet is on AI. But that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Can AI really come in and solve the very problems that the last generation of algorithms helped create in the first place? Okay, so first up, you've got the old guard, the big players like Tinder and Hinge. They're scrambling to fix things. They're starting to use more sophisticated AI to get away from that endless fire hose of profiles. The new idea is to give you fewer, but hopefully better, more curated matches every day. It's all about quality over quantity.
But then you've got this new wave of startups, and they're building things totally differently, with AI at the core from day one. On an app called Fate, for example, there's no swiping at all. Instead, you start with this really in-depth interview with an AI about your values, your personality, the deep stuff. Then it gives you just a handful of curated matches, which forces you to be a lot more thoughtful about it.
And some apps are taking it even a step further. There's an app called Breeze that completely gets rid of all that pre-date texting back and forth. As soon as you match with someone, the AI just goes ahead and schedules a first date for you at a local coffee shop or bar. It's basically an AI-arranged blind date, designed to push you into a real face-to-face interaction as fast as possible.
But AI's new job isn't stopping at just being a matchmaker. Nope, it's now evolving into something more like a personal advisor, like a relationship coach in your pocket, designed to help you figure out what to say and do.
And, for some people, this is genuinely exciting. Take Jasmine, a 28-year-old who is tired of having the same boring conversations on other apps. For her, she said it just sounded quite cool. And hey, it's where the world is going now, isn't it?
But of course, this is where it gets a little more complicated. On the one hand, yeah, an AI can give you advice without any judgment, and it can really help you get over that anxiety of crafting the perfect first message. But on the other hand, some people find it kind of scary, a bit like Black Mirror. And there's a real worry that if we rely on AI too much, we might stop learning that crucial real-world skill of just trying and, yes, sometimes failing, all on our own.
And this quote from a Match Group consultant really gets to the heart of the matter. She says she worries about people turning to machines because turning to humans requires vulnerability, and that's become uncomfortable for a lot of us. And that's it, right? What do we lose when we try to outsource vulnerability to an algorithm? It feels safe for sure, but real connection, that requires risk.
So from fighting our collective burnout, to coaching our conversations, to even setting up our first dates, AI is already making some huge changes to how we connect. And it leaves us with this one really big question to think about as this tech gets woven deeper and deeper into our lives. How else will AI change the very nature of our modern relationships?